everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has actually been a long time since I've said those words. I'm out of breath just even saying it. God, maybe 5 months? You wouldn't know because the videos I've been uploading will just start uploading again. They were recorded a long time ago, but they seem like a waste to not upload. I did mention in a video briefly that my life had gone down into some sort of a self-destruction path, as to say. Yeah, I was kind of dealing with that. Not well, but I was dealing with it. And now I am trying to get my life back on track. So I just thought I'd give you a life update about what has been happening, what has happened, what is happening. I am not here for your judgments. It ain't that bad. It's not like I went into like prostitution or anything. It's not that bad. But it still was self-destructive for me. So here we are. So we might as well state what was the main cause of the self-destruction. So me and Sam broke up. Cheat. So that happened. Nah, me and him are cool. We're civil. Maybe not cool. Civil. Is that the word I'm looking for? We are fake to each other's faces. We still have to be in each other's lives. I am still friends with his family. And he is still tied to me in other ways, which I will not discuss, but I ain't going anytime soon, so we have to be civil for one another. It's fine, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna lie, it fucked me up a bit. It really fucking hurt. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It fucking hurt because it was like a double whammy, because I didn't even break up with him, even though I fucking should have, considering what had happened. But it was like, oh yeah, I've done this and I don't want you as well, so it was like pam pam in the heart, stab stab. So yeah, it was really shitty. For about a week I didn't leave my house, didn't eat, I didn't go to work. I just kind of laid there crying crying a lot. So yeah, I mean, my friends were amazing. They kept coming round to check how I was, even just to sit there in my company just watching telly, buying me food to eat, stuff like that. It was a really shitty time. I then met some new people in my area. It was from a friend who I had met. I met her in the area and love her dearly. I class her as one of my best friends now. She like dragged me out and I met all these mates, which I don't know what I would have done without them either. And then, you know, when it's like a spiral of like one shitty thing after the other, and it's like, for fuck's sake, here comes the snowball effect sort of thing. And I know they say things hit you in threes, but fuck me, God. She then moved. She was always moving. I met her just before she was moving, which was really shitty. Although I knew these people, don't get me wrong, I'm close to them now, but obviously at the time I didn't. And one of them kind of fucked me over, kind of treated me like a dick, not gonna lie. He knows that. He apologised. He did treat me like an idiot. But we moved, we're cool. So that was shitty as well. And not really having anybody. I didn't have her here to chat to about. I then started, yeah, to go into this kind of like spiral of drinking. Started drinking a lot. And I'm not really a drinker. I haven't been at all my whole life. And I've never really been someone to go out. Like, I'd go out for people's birthdays or like celebrations, stuff like that, but I wasn't really one of those. I never have been. And I started going out every weekend, which was it was a blessing and a curse. It was a curse because I was going into this dark spiral of I couldn't rely without going out. I would get bored sitting indoors. But I met some people going out. Obviously that's how I met one of my best friends. I also met some other like guys who I consider friends, who now like, it was good because I started to obviously meet people in the area. I was still new in the area. I mean, I've been here almost 2 years, but the first year was COVID, so I never got to meet anybody. So it started to meet people, which is really nice. I met some girls who now on nights out, if I see them, it's just nice. But obviously it was also a downward spiral of constantly going out and relying, and I knew what I was doing. I was running away. My zips are undone. But I know what I was doing. I was running away from the reality. I was sad, I was depressed, I didn't want to face what it was. I was starting to blame myself, as you do. You're like, oh, why me? What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? You start to just hate yourself, and that's what was happening with me. So I was just trying to escape, because if I was out and enjoying myself, then I wasn't accepting reality. And I'm not gonna lie, doing a bit of drugs as well at the same time. Not a lot. Does balloons count as drugs? I was doing that a lot. Other stuff, I think I only did I? Yeah, I think I maybe done it like once or twice. 3 times a lady. So I was going down into a spiral. I was just running away. I just didn't want to face reality. And I was claiming to be living my best life. Like, oh yeah, look at me. I don't give a shit about anything. Like, fuck you, fuck the world. But that wasn't the case. And I knew that, because every time I came home to an empty house having to listen, it wasn't the best. Then I got COVID. I guess the world was telling me, Jazz, maybe stay in for like 10 days. Just stay in for a bit. So yeah, I had COVID. That fucked me over. Luckily, I didn't have the extreme kind of COVID. I mean, what I had, I didn't even really notice the symptoms until like, there was the faintest of lines. We have to do them for work. It was like the faintest of lines. And I was like, oh, maybe I should check. And I sprayed my perfume and I was like, I can't smell. This is not good. I can't smell. So that's when I was kind of like, oh no. Obviously it came back. And it was so funny. It's like my body then knew, like, oh, you got COVID. And it just knocked me out. Like, that was all it did. I lost my sense of smell and I was just tired all the time. I slept a lot. I was barely eating. I wasn't really eating before anyway. I mean, I was barely eating in the week, and then the weekend came and I was living off alcohol. I was just so tired. I mean, even doing the simplest of tasks, like I would do like the washing and I would like hang the washing up, and then I'd have to take a nap because it would just conk me out. There's just one day which was quite scary, especially as I live by myself, and my chest was in pain, and I was like, I found it really hard to breathe. It was just one day and I just stayed in bed all day. I just refused to move because it just hurt. And I'm not gonna lie, since then I haven't really been the same. My smell has gone back, but my chest has not been the same. I have constantly been like exhausted. If I do certain tasks, I am a bit like, I mean, I was never fit anyway, but that has not helped at all. So yeah, COVID happened. Went back out to then living my best life. I had my birthday and I kind of just went on a fuck it binge. I spent a lot on my credit card. I was like, that's future Jazz's problem. And I just literally went on this binge. Yeah, that wasn't good. Bank account is hating me for that. I wasn't even happy. That's the thing. I was spending all this money and acting like, oh yeah, everything is fine, but truth is it's not. And that's the problem when you run away and you try and escape. It doesn't fix anything. It might for a moment, but it doesn't. And then I heard some news. Well, he had told me himself that he was speaking to somebody. I found out, I kind of had an inkling of who it was, and it's always the people that you're like, of course, like you just knew, and it's always the case. And although that hurt, because it was only a month or 2 after, and he apparently really liked her and all of this, so it was like, oh, it's how can you go from like, I love you, to I have no feelings for you in such a short space of time? Like, that's what I could never get my head around. As much as that hurt, it was kind of a release. I always knew me and him was never going to get back together, and God forbid we didn't. That was such a toxic relationship on both ends. We were just not right for each other. We wasn't. It did go on for far too long, and to be honest, it was probably a blessing in disguise that he did do what he did, because I feel like we probably never, the relationship would have dragged on a lot longer than it really should have. It already had. So, you know, you got to see the good and the bad, I guess. It was kind of like a release. It was like, oh, okay, we really are done, and we are done for good, and this is it now. And it kind of was like, that was my moment where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let go and I'm going to move on. Did you hear my belly? that was that sort of thing. And then after that I was like, okay, let's start, because although I was going out every weekend, pretty much Friday to Saturday, I wasn't getting with people. I wasn't even chatting to guys, not in that way anyway. I wasn't getting people's numbers. I never downloaded Tinder. Like, that wasn't my aim. My aim wasn't to escape in that sense and like get with a bunch of people, because that wasn't what I wanted. So I never even did that. And to be honest, I was still not holding on, but I couldn't get into the mindset of talking to other people, sort of thing. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go out there. To this day, I still haven't downloaded Tinder. I just never can't do the whole Tinder thing. Freaks me out, I'm not gonna lie. I just never done the dating apps. I've always been the type of person that you meet someone in person. So I started to talk to people more as I went out. I started to chat to the girls in the area more, who I met at the same time as I met my best mate. I started to get closer to them. Because it's nice to having girls. Although I love my guys, don't get me wrong, I love my boys to death, but sometimes it's nice having a girl mate, you know. I started talking to people. It was like, oh, okay. And I was chatting to one guy, sweetest guy. I thought, like, I still see him out. He was so sweet, so adorable, but he had his own problems. When I started having the mindset of, you know what, stop being sorry for yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, I still feel sorry for myself at days. I still suffer really badly with my mental health, and some days are better than good. No, are worse than others. But when I started to basically try and get myself out of that pit and being like, you know what, we're gonna have a good day today, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I don't want to go on to manifestation and all of this, but it did help. I did start to notice a difference. I was becoming happy in myself, and people, especially at work and stuff, were saying like, that you seem a lot happier. Even my friends were like, oh, we've got our Jazz back. I mean, she wasn't fully back, don't get me wrong, a lot of it was front, but you gotta fake it till you make it, don't ya? And I started doing better at work, in the sense of like, I was getting noticed and getting opportunities coming my way. And then I met somebody. Ugh. Well, I knew him in the area. He works in one of the pubs that I would go to, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of would go to the pub to see him. We would have a cheeky flirt here and there, and then I thought, I never wanted a relationship. I wanted to stay single. That was my mindset. Was I haven't been single in a long time, and I think I definitely need to stay single and learn about myself and just be happy within myself. So I'm not gonna lie, the only reason I was interested in this guy is because I just wanted to have sex. As bluntly as it was, I just wanted that, and I heard good things about him, so I thought, he's not bad to look at, we might as well. The only problem is, he didn't want that from me. He wanted more, and he knew that all I wanted from him was that. So we met up, and he knew. I would made it very clear. I was like, this is all I want from you. This is all I want. And then I met him, and then he's actually a really decent guy, and we had a lot in common, and he made me laugh. And I generally can't remember the last time I had laughed like that, and not even just since I broke up my relationship. I mean, even throughout my relationship, good few years since I had laughed like that. And I was like, oh. And every girl knows that is the worst thing that could happen to you, especially when you're not looking for something, because laughter is to your heart. Laughter is to your heart. What's the fucking saying? I don't know, but yeah. And I was like, oh. And you know, when you walk away, we didn't do anything. I didn't get what I wanted. Got a kiss though, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted more. And you know when you like drive off, and I was like, oh shit, here we go again. Luckily, he felt the same. I mean, why wouldn't he? Have you seen me? Be kidding. And then we literally saw each other every day since. He was glad that I felt the same, because he even admitted, like, from the first, I was always his crush. He said that. He was like, you were my little crush. Every time you would come in, I would always find a reason to walk past your table. Any excuse I could. Like, you were my crush. Yeah, he was glad that I felt the same, because he was like, yeah, from that night I was like, wow, okay. I cut off everyone. I say everyone, I had one person. He cut off everyone. I know he had one, but he's a bit of a whore, so there could have been plenty more. We've been inseparable since, and it seems to be getting better and better since. He is very lovely. Everyone who's met him seems to like him. On his side, they all seem to like me. Apart from the people that like him. That's the problem. I've never gotten with someone who is desirable. That sounds so bad. But I haven't. And he is very desirable. He is the man candy of the pub. And don't the fucking girls know it? And they go up to him and they are confident and they try to give his number. And I'm like, huh. But he's obsessed with me, to put it bluntly. He is. And my mates know it. It's also awkward that all my mates tried to sleep with him. They didn't. And he says luckily I didn't, because obviously me and him would never have gotten together if that was the case. So yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a weird situation. So yeah, we're just seeing how it goes. I'm trying not to overthink it too much. If I overthink, like I always do in my stupid brain, I fuck up. And I think of things that aren't really there. So I'm trying not to do that. I mean, I didn't want to be single. I mean, yeah, I wanted to be single. I didn't want another relationship, but here we are. I'm not a single person. I am a relationship person. I've gone from like, yeah, like I just love relationships. I love being in long-term relationships. Hopefully this one will fucking last. I mean, even my fucking ex said that. Even he, because they had to meet, even he was like, oh, he seems like a decent guy. Try hold on to this one. I'm like, bitch, I try. We'll just see. So that's kind of the update. I'm now trying to get my life back on track. I'm trying to get my, as bad as it sounds, like my hygiene and my like skincare routine and stuff. I mean, it doesn't look it because my hair's greasy. That's just my life. I did wash this like 2 days ago. I'm filming this on Saturday. I washed it Thursday. This is just my life. So I am trying to get my skincare routine back and trying to eat. I wasn't obviously eating. I haven't done a food shop since the last video I did, but that was the last time I actually had food in my fridge. I'm still yet to do that. I still haven't done it, but I am trying to cook food again. If I was eating, I was just eating off takeaway, which obviously doesn't help with anything. It doesn't help with your mental health. It doesn't help with how you feel. I'm trying to keep my house tidy. Obviously, that doesn't help, but my house was literally a tip. It was disgusting. My friends had to come around and help clean it. Like, it's the reality. I'm not going to hide it. That was the reality. When people came around, I said, I'm not going to, this is what's happening. This is how unorganised I am. My battery has just died and the other one hardly has any charge. So, this is how organised my life is, but I'm trying. But, yeah, so that's kind of the update. You know, started off bad, it's kind of ended good. I mean, I say this, I'll probably say, like, I'll do another video in a year's time being like, he was a dickhead, fam. But he's alright for now. So yeah, that's my update of my life, trying to get back on track. You should follow me on TikTok. If you don't, follow me on TikTok, because I update more on there of random life bullshit. It's a lot of me crying. I cry a lot. And I really shouldn't, considering I pay a lot of money for my lashes. I will end the video. I would say, expect me to go back on track with my videos. I am trying, okay? I'm trying. That's my life update. It wasn't too bad. Still a spiral in my sense. And every day is still a struggle. Not necessarily because of what had happened on the breakup, because I'm over that now. Like, it's cool, it is what it is. Like, I'm done with that. And it's not even like anything he does. Like, I'm happy for him if he does find. And I'm glad that we can be on a civil, even if it is fake kind of level. But just in life in general, you know, I've never hid that I suffer. We're getting there. We are getting there. I would say if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, but I'm not really sure what there is to like. But there we go. Comment down below what's been going on with your life, any updates I should know. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Bye.